Every Tuesday, we do this segment here. I like to think of it as What's Up, Doc? Dr. John Braccio, drjohnb.com on the web, Regional Psychological Services, joins us with a little free advice, a little free a tidbit that you can carry into your day. Maybe it's something you've been dealing with for a while, and you're like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. Doc Braccio, hey, good morning. Welcome aboard. Hey, good to have you again. What's up, Doc?
Well, good morning. Good talking to you. And today we're going to be talking about some really interesting personality types. We're talking about the narcissist or the narcissistic personality disorder and sociopaths or the antisocial personality disorder. And really, even though we encounter them regularly, the narcissists and sociopaths really continue to fascinate us. The fact they can be very charming and sometimes seeming to greatly care makes them very difficult to deal with emotionally for a person particularly who trusts easily and gives people the benefit of the doubt. Now, the problem, Mike, is that narcissists have at their best little empathy and sociopaths have none. The difference is that the narcissist has a grandiose sense of self and constantly needs others to reflect back their superiority and unique skills. Narcissism actually feeds on other persons agreeing and vindicating their feelings of superiority. Now, the sociopath is totally different. The sociopath has no empathy and often uses charm and manipulation to get what they desire from someone. Because of their lack of feelings or empathy, they can easily cause great psychological harm to individuals who care and love them, as well as friends, business associates, coworkers, and employees who depend on them. The problem for the average person is that they often will humor the narcissist, even if they find them really overbearing, obnoxious, and annoying. The sociopath is much harder to uncover. Their acts of sabotage can skillfully be done with manipulation, lying, love bombing, and being cleverly irresponsible in a way it is hard to determine what they're up to. Now, if you feel you're having negative interactions that are impacting your own self-worth and happiness by spending time or even loving a narcissist or sociopath, the following are some suggestions on how to set yourself free emotionally. It's hard to do, by the way, if you're really emotionally involved. You have to set firm boundaries on the interactions you have with them. Okay. As needed, separate yourself from toxic persons, and they certainly can be toxic in your life, regardless of the relationship you have with them. You have to learn to be more perceptive when persons are simply looking for adoration or seem to be doing things that are making you feel less of yourself due to gaslighting behaviors. And even though this may be hard for you to process psychologically, the painful emotional results of dealing with one of these people will be obvious even if it seems you're under their spell. Now, if the psychologically destructive relationship with a narcissist or sociopath, if you're in one, and you're not sure how to get out, then really seeking a therapist experienced with treating persons involved with narcissists or sociopaths to help you move away from the person and be able to lead a normal and happy psychological life could be helpful. Because if you're really involved with a out-and-out narcissist or the very clever, manipulative sociopath and you've come to care for them, it's really hard to extricate yourself. So these are tough situations to be in if you're dealing with persons with these personality disorders.
If you have this, say, overinflated opinion of yourself, that doesn't necessarily mean you're a narcissist, though, does it?
Well, I mean, it depends on how far it goes. I mean, you can have an inflated sense of ego and be clever, confident, and good, but you still care for other people. The out-and-out narcissist only focuses on himself. You know, I'm the biggest, I'm the best, I'm ahead of all the rest. You know, that type of thing. Or example I've used, the sun comes up in the morning, so they have light, and it goes down at night, so they can sleep. Yeah. But these can be very overbearing people and judgmental too. I mean, remember, their greatness often relies on the insignificance of others. And if you're with a person in their life, you may be the person they see as very insignificant. Like, what would you know? How do you know? I'm the one who has this idea. So they can be difficult they're easier to spot than the antisocial personality disorder, the sociopath, because, except for those that are just out and out troublemakers and causing issues and often going to jail and things like this. But the clever one is the one who's able to manipulate and play on your feelings, because they don't have feelings. They don't react that way. They strive for control. They strive for what they want, but they can do it in a very clever, underhanded way. And if you're kind of naive or trusting, or you just don't want to believe it, so if you're getting gaslighted and someone's saying, hey, you've got the issue, you've got the problem, you've got this, it can be difficult to extricate yourself, because they, again, can be charming and very nice. But when you're dealing with someone with no feelings and no caring, but is manipulative and wants things, they can be very, very difficult to deal with. And they're certainly what we'd call more narcissists than sociopaths. But if you run into either, it can be difficult for you, and can lead to some very difficult personality issues and problems for you as you try to extricate yourself from these types of people who are very, very difficult to deal with, and can be very destructive to you personally if you have to interact with them, and even worse if you come to care for them.
But now, this is not to say everyone we encounter who is, say, overconfident, right? Very confident. No. They're not narcissistic. They're just confident and high achievers.
Well, and remember this: it's the lack of feeling. It's the putting others down to make yourself feel bigger. Okay, I mean, it's kind of an extreme. I mean, the person who thinks they really know everything, and they're fault finding, and they are always right. And remember, they need you to reflect back their greatness. So if you don't reflect it back, something's wrong with you. Like, what's wrong with Chucky? He never realizes that I'm a chess master, or that I'm a math whiz, okay, or I'm the one who has the greatest insights on politics, religion, on governing, on love, whatever it might be, whatever the narcissist gets into. They can be very, very difficult people, because everything revolves around them. The thing that makes them a little more noticeable is that it's rather evident if you're around them long enough, even though they can be charming too, and even do the same love bombing. If they feel they're losing, they can.
I love that love bombing. Both
sociopaths and narcissists will do that. When they see they're losing something, they will then come forth. Never known anyone like you. I can't believe this is happening, and I'm going to do whatever we have to do. But it's really not done out of a real sense of love or caring. It's doing out of a sense of losing something. So the narcissist can't bear to lose the person who sees them as for their greatness, and the sociopath, the manipulator, and the calculating one wants to keep them, under their control. So and they're hard to get away from if you really love and care for them, because people always think in their mind, well, I know they can change, because what they will do, they take into account times that they seem to be loving and caring, and they want them to get back to that way, and that's not who they are. They're one is highly manipulative, and one is, like I say, they see their greatness and must be given back to them by the person who they want to mirror. Like, aren't I clever and witty? Aren't I the most clever? And they always want to be hearing yes, 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 yes. And they thrive on it. And everybody needs, by the way, reinforcement and enhancement of what they're doing. But that doesn't make you a narcissist. It's when it becomes a clear personality disorder, and it negatively impacts others, and it's all based on people mirroring back your greatness. But they're not the danger, though. The sociopath is really the far more dangerous type, very dangerous.
Dr. John Braccio at Regional Psychological Services. By the way, my cousin, the narcissist, was on an episode of Dr. Phil. That's our claim to fame in our family. Oh my.
We all have them. They're everywhere.
Dr. John B. on the web, and we'll chat again next Tuesday on What's Up, Doc. Thanks a lot, Doc.
Okay, buddy. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
See ya. 1320 WILS.